Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ramadhani Rujiki Hasya, and today we'll be reading and analyzing the poem Auden sung by W.H. Auden. So let's begin, shall we? So the poem Auden sung is read like this. Okay, so let's read the poem Auden sung by W.H. Auden, shall we? Now the leaves are falling fast. Nurse's flower will not last. The grapes are gone, but the prams go rolling on. Whispering neighbors left and right, taunt us from our true light. Able hand our pulses to freeze, the relic on lonely knees. Close behind us on our track, that in hundreds cry lad, arms raised stiffly to reproof in false attitudes of love, scrawny to a plundered wood, trolls run scolding for their food, all in night angel are dumb, and the angel will not come. Clear, unscalable, ahead rise the mountain of instead, from whose cold cascading streams none may drink except in dreams. So, what is the context of the poem? So the poem was written by W. Auden. He is a famous English poet in the 1930s. So it reflects the sadness and loneliness that come within the autumn season. So the falling, like for example, the falling leaves and dying flowers symbolize the passing of time and the cycle of life and death. Through this image, Auden shows how change and loss are not a part of life. For examples line inside this poem would be like, now the leaves are falling fast, and the flower will not last. This line reflects the theme of decay and the shortness of life. What's the main idea of the poem? So the main idea of the poem is it teaches us that life is short and always changing, like the season of autumn. So Auden expressed sadness, death, and the fading of beauty through this poem. So he used autumn, the season, as a symbol of the end of the life itself, reminding us that everything in nature and in human life must end, eventually fade and die. So the tensions of life and death and the impacts of autumn season are the major themes of this poem. That it shows the bleak and dark and heart-wrenching realities one witness on the arrival of autumn. It also compares how human beings and other creatures go through the same phase, no matter who they are. The next one would be the background story. What is the background story of this poem? So, W.H. Auden never directly mentioned what's the background story of this, but we can pretty much infer from his poem that it is a reflection of his view on life's decline and the passing of time. So, like I said before, Auden uses the season of autumn as a symbol of decay, loneliness, and death, blah blah blah. And the dark and melancholic tone of the poem present the inevitable fading of beauty and warmth in human life. So Auden wrote this poem during a period when he often explored themes of human isolation and the fragility of resistance itself. Therefore, autumn song can be seen as his way of expressing how all things in life, like how the changing season, must eventually come to an end. What is the structure and form of the poem? Well, based on this, the poem have 5 different stanzas in it, and it is separated into a set of 4 lines known as a quatrain. So each of these quatrain follows simple rhyme scheme of A, B, C, D, and so on till the last stanza. So the poet, the Auden, make use of half and slant rims. So this kind of rhyme is into the repetition of assonance or consonant, which I will be explaining in the next one. So the textual analysis. What is the textual analysis of this poem? Well, I'm just gonna give one example. Like, it has an textual analysis of symbolism. So the saying of "but the prams go rolling on" symbolizes the circle of life which keeps going no matter what happened to the said individual. So it will go. That's the textual analysis for symbolism. And there are also visualization. Visualization part of textual analysis. Face like able hand opposed to priest, it gives an impression of sadness, helplessness, and deep sorrow. It visualizes how the thing happened, how we imagine it. And the last one will be the repetition. The word like nurse, it is repeated 2 times to press the point of departure itself. Next one would be sound, acoustic, and rhythm. So Auden used various sound devices to create mood and rhythm. First, he used alliteration, which, for example, falling fast, forced to freeze, and so on. And there's also assonance, like the word through of blundered wood, that add emphasis and musicality. And then the third one will be like consonants. The word like down us from out through the like by an internal sounds and giving connotation inside of it. While there's also a bit of internal rhythm inside of it that creates subtle echoes. So there's also a consistent AABB rhyme scheme that provides steady rhythm and closure. And there's also frequent enjambment speeds that speed the reading, while there's also a caesura, a pitchment pause that slows it, shaping the poem's flow itself. And the matter of it is mostly iambic tetrameter, giving balance but allowing variation to match tone shapes. So hard sound like D, T, K, it evoke coldness and decay itself, while the soft one like is where suggests whispering and fading. So together, sound and rhythm reinforce the poem moods of quiet decline and the inevitability of autumn ends, the life itself. Next one, language feature. We have first will be personification. What is personification? So personification in this poem, it will be like keeping a human emotion and action that related to nature itself. So for example, now the leaves are falling fast. The leaves are described as if they are alive and dying like people, so giving human emotion and action to nature. So what is the effect of this? The effect of this is that it reflects the irreparable decay of life and connect human mortality with nature's cycle. And there's also diction, the word choice. So the poem uses simple diction, word choice, but emotional and somber word. For example, words like dead in hundreds cry aloud, like word like dead and cry, emphasis, sorrow, and despair. What is the effect of this? Well, the effect of this, it built a melancholic and reflective tone, showing us that the sadness, loss, and change inside this poem. Next one, and tone and mood. So what is the tone and mood in this language feature? Well, surely the tone of the poem are sad, reflective, and of course isolation or resigned. So for example, word like "and the angel will not come" show hopelessness and acceptance of fate, while the mood are quite sorrow and acceptance of change, such as a feeling of melancholy and the fading hope also was pointed out. Again, in short, the poem reminds us that though time brings loss and decay, it also carries the quiet promise of renewal, hidden like a seed waiting beneath fallen leaves.